You ever find that your life is going along really well, and all of a sudden something from the past creeps in and just messes everything up? And now you're right back to square one, wondering, doubting. It's as if the past has come back so that you can work on it again because you didn't handle it right the first time or the second time or the third time or the 100th time. And you need to keep working the problem until you solve it. I don't want my past to dictate my future. I have trust issues, and I don't want to live like that anymore. I don't want to have trust issues anymore. I want to trust. The problem with trusting, though, is that people lie. And there's no way of knowing if anyone's telling the truth. There's just no way of knowing. People can say whatever they want to say. How do you deal with knowing that someone can be dishonest with you at any moment? And what you thought was the truth turns out to not be the truth at all. How do you learn to be okay with that? I think the key is learning to trust in yourself. Because who else are you going to trust? You have to build trust within yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be authentic with yourself. And I think that's the only person you can trust is yourself. I just don't know how you totally trust another human being. I believe that putting your faith in another human being is a misplacement of your faith. Because human beings are fallible. Human beings make mistakes. Human beings manipulate and lie, and they're dishonest and they're secretive, and they do what they need to do for themselves. What is a mature way to think about a relationship? To just know at any time it could fall apart without any good reason. To know that people's hearts change, that people can get bored, or how can you make yourself feel safe when there's always doubt? I suppose one thing you can do when the past creeps in and destroys everything is you can either decide to let it take you down, or you can decide to go forward. What do you do when the past rears its ugly head and all your old thoughts and pains come back to the surface? What do you do with all of that? How do you get rid of that? How do you do the inner work and grow from the experience? How do you not let it take you down? The pain can be unbearable at times. And having to work your way through that pain and come out the other side, I think, is essential. Who do you want the future you to be? You want to be carrying those hurts with you forever? Or do you want to find a way to let those hurts go? You cannot control another person. You cannot control another person's heart. You cannot control another person's ability to be honest and open. You can't control another person who wants to be secretive. You can only control yourself. And you have to set your own boundaries. What are you willing to tolerate and what is intolerable? You have to trust yourself that you can make good decisions for yourself. That is a lesson that's got to be learned. How to trust yourself, how to trust your own judgment. What's the inner work you have to do to get over this particular trigger and be able to move on from it? Sometimes you just can't make heads or tails out of, why is this happening? What did I do to deserve this? And maybe you did nothing wrong at all. Maybe it just is, and that's horrible. And life sucks sometimes. But you can't let it destroy you. You can't let it take you down. You have to find a way to get through it. You have to learn your lessons. You have to move on. You have to find a new way of being. Is there a guarantee that it'll never happen again? No. There is no guarantee. There is no guarantee with anything. So the bottom line is you have to learn how to trust yourself. That no matter what the situation, you can handle it. No matter what happens in life, you can handle it. You have to build faith and trust in yourself. Trust that the universe has got your back. And it is a hard process. It is a really hard process. When you have been knocked down, getting back up is difficult. Believing in yourself. Believing that you know what to do for you. Not for anybody else, but for you. You know what you need. You know what you want. It can't be what you want based on another person. Because other people can come and go in your life, which everyone's gone through that. People just come and go. No matter how strong of a relationship you think you have, people leave. And you're left with yourself. And you have to take care of yourself. And you have to be your own best friend. You also have to cherish every moment that you do have. Because you never know when the last time is going to be the last time. Wow, that one choked me up. Life can be so horrible and so cruel, and it can just take all the air out of your lungs. And there's nothing worse than having the past that you thought you were over come back and reawaken everything that you thought you dealt with all over again. To have to go back and learn a new way of dealing with an old problem so that that problem finally gets laid to rest. That's the next chapter. How do you trust again after major devastating lies? Is it possible? Is it possible to trust again? It requires an openness and a willingness to be hurt. To trust again. Maybe the thing is that you have to know that the hurt does pass. The hurt won't kill you, although it feels like it while you're going through it. If you shut down and don't let anybody in, you're missing out on some of the most beautiful parts of life. But to be that vulnerable and open also means you can get hurt massively. Which I think is what we all try to avoid. Life can just be so cruel. It can be so cruel. And it almost feels like you have no control over it. To hold a certain belief because you believed in someone, to have that shattered when you find out it was all just one big, gigantic lie, it's devastating. It's devastating. It just gets you at your core. When your whole world crumbles down around you and everything you believed in is suddenly a giant lie. How do you move on from that? How do you recover from that?